days removed from Amir Khan, Lamont Peterson, a fight that is stirring a shitload of controversy in the boxing world. I got an opportunity to watch the fight a little later, DVR'd it, and you know, I've gotten into a habit of just shutting my ESPN ticker off, whether I'm DJing or whatever, just so at least I don't find the results out. So I got a chance to watch this fight without knowing the results beforehand. And look, man, Amir Khan, he's a really good fighter, and he's very fast, good combination punching. But I think the one thing we noticed in this fight is and we've seen it in past fights, is he has trouble fighting guys on the inside. And what Lamont Peterson was able to do is close the quarters on Amir Khan and didn't give him the distance. And he was able to land a lot of body shots, and he was able to land a lot of flush uppercuts right, you know, in the inside. And it seemed as if Amir Khan just he started to get frustrated. And that's not to say he didn't fight a good fight either. I thought he fought a really good fight. I think the main dispute here is the points that were taken away from Amir Khan for the pushing. It's really hard to dispute the whole hometown decision situation and so forth. But one thing I think that this fight proved, and not so much on a boxing level, but really where Amir Khan is on a superstar level. You know what I mean? I think what we realize is that Amir Khan at this point is not an elite fighter in the sense of him getting the nod because he is the champion in a close fight, or even being deducted those points during points in that fight. It sucks to say, man, but look, boxing is a business, man, and whether these judges thought they were trying to stick it to Golden Boy, or they were trying to, you know, give Lamont Peterson, based on his story and based on, you know, his background, where he came from, giving him this win, it's tough to say, man. I mean, I think a rematch is definitely needed for this fight. You know, and without question, that would be the most important fight in Amir Khan's career, as another loss to Peterson, or maybe even a clear decision for Peterson, would really put a dagger in Amir Khan's career, or where he goes from there. Because I mean, they're already talking about fights with him and Floyd Mayweather, and I'm like, dude, you know, like, you know, bring these fighters up a little better, you know what I mean? And you know, I still think he still has a whiles away to even be mentioned with Floyd Mayweather. I mean, we're not even talking about fights with him and the winner of a Victor Ortiz and Andre Berto. You know, I would see that before a Mayweather fight, because truth be told, man, Amir Khan will get eaten alive by Floyd Mayweather at this point. But look, Lamont Peterson, man, I mean, props to him. You know, he's not the deciding factor on who won the fight. He went in there and fought his ass off, and I respect the dude, man. He's a very crafty guy, and you know, he deserves all the praise he's getting, you know, for whatever praise he's getting based on what happened. But you know, like I said, controversial decision, but it's almost like I'm not crazy mad about it, because of the fact that that fight wasn't a landslide victory really for either guy. But you know, to me, man, Amir Khan, he had trouble in that fight, man. I mean, there's no disputing that. It's just, you know, the point deductions are very questionable. I personally was looking for more stern warnings from the ref before you're deducting points from somebody, you know, who we thought was a guy who was just being catapulted to being the next superstar. But like I said, in this world of boxing, man, there's a business, and there's a reason why, you know, somebody like Manny Pacquiao would get the nod over Juan Manuel Marquez, even with how close that fight was, and in a fight with Amir Khan, where, you know, there are people who judged it even with the points being deducted in favor of Amir Khan. But I think that overall, that just shows you the star power, or the star level of where Amir Khan is right now. And you know, it sucks. Yeah, you know what I mean. I mean, it does suck, but at the same time, you know, at that level, man, and if you're gonna especially be moving to 147 where there's harder punchers and guys there who you know, they're not gonna you know, they're not gonna be spring chickens. You know, he was supposed to have a dominant win over Lamont Peterson. Not like a landslide victory, but you know, a clear win, and that clearly wasn't the case, even with the points being deducted. So we'll see what happens from here. I think they're talking about a May showdown, a rematch. I don't know if Peterson's gonna fight somebody else prior to that, but we'll see what happens, man. Props to Lamont Peterson for a hell of a performance, and really props to Amir for, you know, fighting the best that he could. I mean, that's as much as I can say, and we'll see what happens from here. So stay tuned, and I'll be back shortly. Peace.